if I want the component in the x direction and I have the hypotenuse and the angle, if you have an angle, you can guess you're going to use trig. So hypotenuse and angle, and x right now, it looks like it's on the adjacent side. So that's always the first thing you want to do is figure out, are you dealing with the opposite side, the adjacent side, or the hypotenuse? There should be some combination there. So I've got the adjacent side right here. So I can guess, hey, I have an angle, hypotenuse, and adjacent. I'm probably going to need cosine. So I can set up the cosine of my angle equals the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So now I can plug in my values. So we know that the cosine of 30 degrees equals my velocity in the x direction over 2 meters per second. A quick note about units, cosine 30 does not have any. So you need all your units on this side to cancel out, right? So, because that way you have no units equals no units. So this makes sense. If I have meters per second on the bottom, I've got a velocity on the top, it's going to be in meters per second, so that those can cancel out. So now just doing some algebra, I can multiply the 2 over. So I know 2 times the cosine of 30 is Vx. The cosine of 30, if you remember from your unit circle, or you can always use your calculator, is the square root of 3 over 2. But when you multiply it by 2, you just get the square root of 3, which is like 1 point something. So, woo. Now there's a problem here. I didn't write my units. So that's not the right answer. The correct answer is the square root of 3 meters per second in the positive x direction. When you write v sub x, you're implying in the positive x direction, so you don't usually have to worry about it a ton, but it's just a good habit to get into, to always have both a magnitude and a direction.